What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 956 Opposition. It's me again, your boy. We got a few topics to cover today. We're going to jump right into them because there's a good amount. We got the fate of Julian Assange was determined today. He pled guilty to, believe, a conspiracy charge to the United States of America for hacking our information. Not our information personally, but, the military and the CIA information. We're gonna cover some local BS, stuff going around the area, the crime pickup, y'all know what it is. Louisiana's 10 Commandment rule on education over there. It's pretty interesting. It's getting a lot of heat from the left people or atheists specifically and Christian Catholic haters. I mean, I got a good argument for it, and I also got a little bit of argument against it too. But I'm mostly for it, and I'll give you a good reason why. Y'all are free for your own opinion for that as well. Hooters and other businesses are closing down, man. We're gonna talk about that, man. One of my favorite restaurants too is closing down. A lot of restaurants. It might actually lose one here in Westlake, and it makes me kind of like disappointed because like it's one of my favorite places to go to. We're gonna talk about it. Ford truck company. They have a recall. It's actually really dangerous, and if you so happen to have a Ford truck, we're gonna look into that right now, which model it is. Be really aware of it because this is actually a very dangerous recall. It involves the transmission of the truck. And then last but not least, we are going to cover Biden dropping the ball. Because people have been telling me lately that the guy is, he's just out of it. He's been doing some funny stuff, especially when he's fighting with Trump. All right. So first things first, Julian Assange's fate. All right, open the chain soon. Can't we be friends? I'll just do it from Microsoft. Julian Assange. Here it is, guys. The man, the myth, the legend. All right, let's read it right here. 3 hours ago. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange pleads guilty to conspiracy after 5 years in prison. He was covered yesterday. He was in prison in Britain. Ooh, man, those are not fun. Here, they're very cold. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange pleaded guilty to conspiracy to obtain national defense information, ending a years-long legal battle, allowing him to return home a free man. So he's free now, essentially, and the place he wanted to go to was his private island. Let's see. Out somewhere off of Australia, the Northern Mariana Islands. He has a private island there, and he's gonna have security. Essentially, he doesn't want to ever step on U.S. soil because you know what the CIA does to people who mess with them. But he's gonna be there. He still has his money, obviously. I mean, people paid him big bucks to do the things that he did, and he's only been in jail for 5 years. His money's still there when he came out. So, I mean, to him, it's probably worth it what he did. But at the same time, he still has to realize that you did kind of release some very detailed information of certain individuals that were allies of America, and they in turn got killed by terrorists over there in the Middle East when Julian Assange released this information to the world, because he essentially he didn't redact anything, like to keep certain people safe, like how typical most journalists and clean what's the word I'm looking for? Clean newsworthy information distributors, whatever. Let's just say that for now. It's just not, there's a proper way to do these things, man. If I find out that so and so crashed somebody's car and they made a run for it, but then they finally turned themselves in. In court, the judge is not going to release the details of this dude's house, where he's staying at, it's stuff like that. You don't release certain information that endangers people. And Julian Assange just kind of just threw out all the information out there, even the stuff that endangered innocent people that were our allies. I mean, it was mostly stuff on our war crimes in the U.S. and the CIA and Hillary Clinton as well. But Clinton too. Clinton's after this guy for the emails thing. Another reason why he's never going to come back to U.S. soil. But accepting the plea deal with us in the country, there's got to be something in it for him, though. There's a lot of rumors going around, people saying that he might in exchange for accepting this plea deal, Trump and him releasing information on the Democrats and their corrupt business. I think Trump has because Trump was going to pardon this guy back in his first term as president. Trump was going to pardon him, but one of his advisors had advised him not to. And Trump, his first time as president, he really didn't know what he was doing. He was just kind of taking more advice from his advisors when it came to delivering punishments for certain people like Julian Assange who are doing these crimes. He didn't know too much detail. If Trump would have just knew more and just not listened from these advisors and feds that got into his head and stuff, it would have been a much more easier process for Julian Assange. But yeah, things went the way they were, and he finally got released today. Who knows what he's gonna do? Is he gonna hack again? Is he gonna hack Britain this time? Is he gonna get revenge for Britain for whatever happened in Britain's jail? Is he gonna go hack MI6, whatever they call it over there? I don't know. Maybe it's in the movies, but or maybe he might hack the CIA, the government again. He might release more war crimes from the USA again. And then one thing to know is he pleaded guilty to conspiracy to release USA intelligence. And you have to ask the question now, because this is important for journalists, people who go and release news and record stuff and publish it and tell their stories about it. There's kind of a limit though. So where do we draw the line now? Where do we draw the line now when it comes to reporting war crimes and this and that? Because essentially Julian Assange did that too. And it was good that he also released the emails for Hillary Clinton, because Hillary Clinton was doing some pretty wicked stuff. But I'm pretty sure the government has now just made it a crime, though, to bust the government for doing stuff. So I don't know. We're going to obviously see how this goes more over time, because people are just asking questions now okay, so what does this mean for the future of journalism? What does this mean for the future of releasing data for the people? It would be like me going out there and discovering something that Border Patrol wasn't supposed to be doing, and the feds really didn't want it to catch up, because let's just imagine something real heinous, and I go out there and I just I'm just gonna just say I stumble across some paperwork at a Border Patrol's truck and it's some really crazy stuff, and I'm just I'm gonna take pictures of this. I go and release it, and then they're gonna come at me oh, hey, did you just access government info without permission about some heinous things that we supposedly, I'm gonna say supposedly because this didn't actually happen, I'm just giving a scenario, supposedly did, and then they come after me and they throw me in jail, or worse, off me, because it's the feds. You really got to think about it. Where does this draw a new dark line for the future of releasing important information and war crimes that are committed in other countries and whatnot, and CIA undercover business, all that? Yeah, I wanted to cover that real shortly. I just wanted to cover his fate. His fate is he's a free man on his own private island out there on the outskirts of Australia. It's still within USA range, so the I guess the USA Department of Justice has allowed it. But I guess he's still going to be under surveillance. I mean, they're not going to let him go. You just don't let a guy like that go. Some guy that literally hacked your entire country's mainframe, private mainframe. You just don't let him walk around like that. Yeah, they're obviously going to keep an eye on him for probably the rest of his life, But I mean, he's pretty old, so don't got much to go for. Alrighty then. So local, I'm gonna have to delete that part. Police searched his cell phone and said they found several videos of a man showing. Wow, and guys, Brownsville, I'm probably don't have to talk to you guys about it. Brownsville's been on the news a lot. And this is another thing, 7 minutes ago. This one's fresh off the house. But dude, what? He was recording another dude showering at the gym. This dude is mad gay, bro. Oh, dude, this is why I call this segment local BS, man. This is funny, though. This is funny. I mean, it sucks. More crime. This is unfreaking crime. Where's he from? That's all I gotta say. Where's he from? The fucking comment. My man said it, not me. Oh shit. Here we go. Another one. Police said they believe he was on the clock while smuggling. What I tell you guys, man, corruption at its finest. Another smuggler. Um. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I'm talking. I'm ranting. Um. No, so this is the same guy from Roma that was smuggling migrants with that city truck. He finally got his pay sentenced. Let's see how long they sentenced him for. Local federal judges. Let's see how these local federal Democrat judges are punishing these human smugglers bringing possible terrorists into our country. Let's see what they gave him. What? 1 year in jail, bro? 2 years probation? Dog. They wanted to give me time for grabbing weed, bro. Controlled substance of weed. And like trying to flush weed down the toilet, bro. Oh my God. That's incredible. This dude is literally smuggling humans over here. Like literal humans. Probably trafficking children for all we know. And they gave him 1 year. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Wow, that's our local Democrat federal judges in power. That's Biden's world, you know. Dudes can pretty much get away with whatever the hell they want. That's insane. 1 year, dude. He was literally using a city vehicle to do this, man. Like, and who knows how long he's been doing it. Wow. Legal dumping in Donna. Oh, Billman. I knew this guy's son in school. I think we all did. Most of my friends who are watching this or might see this. Yeah, wow, man. So they're dumping on the corn maze? That's not cool. Wow. Or is this the other area? Wow. That's messed up, man. Dude, one thing you gotta know about the valleys, we gotta respect our farmers, we gotta protect our farmers. The RGV has always been known for agriculture. We are our veggies, our crops are like literally one of our main resources down here. And we're inviting all these people, let's call them foreigners. They don't have the same morals and rules that we grew up with. They don't know how to treat society the same way we do. They're coming over here, they're just dumping all over stuff. I go to my property that I don't have a gate yet installed at over there in the middle of the city in parts of Westico, and I find trash there, man. Trash from construction workers. They're lazy jerks, man. And I'm not talking about professional construction. Professional construction workers aren't doing that. These are dudes that are like, hired locally, El Chapo. They probably don't have their papers. They just don't give a crap, man. They don't work professionally. They're not trained professionally. It's just put a rinky-dink stuff, man. Get off me. I don't want to do that. Oh, man. Starr County Commissioner arrested on assault charges. Another one of our politicians, man. He was arrested today at Falcon Port of Entry. Wow, over there. Like Falcon Dam. So, who's he assaulting though? Probably a woman beater. Putting my money on a woman beater. I haven't seen it yet. It's typically what they are, man, down here. Precinct Kilo was arrested on charges of assault, unlawful restraint of a child, and interference. Oh, he's a child beater. Oh, but you know what? He's a politician. Oh, and was released on a $12,500 bond. Wow. Okay. Who said the accusations are false? I mean, my guy, if they were false, the cops aren't going to just arrest you without no evidence unless the cops. I mean, okay, so let's get one thing straight. This is Starr County we're talking about. A lot of messed up stuff goes on in Starr County. Like, a lot. Like, for example, the Roma guy who was literally working for the city and smuggling migrants right now that we just passed by. I wouldn't doubt, that certain cops out there are in on this stuff too. And, if the mayor comes up to them and, it's election time, it's election year, guys. I mean, commissioner just lost, probably won an election or something. And let's just say there was a cop out there that didn't like him, and he was on the other guy's side. So like, hey, I'm gonna accuse this guy of doing this, but I'm gonna take this little picture, or maybe I heard this, I heard it outside, man. It's kind of like you got the kid or something like that. But I don't know, man. Those charges are very specific too. Now let's jump on the other side of the story. Those charges are very specific. I mean, like right off the bat, he was a child beater. Restraint of a child, like, I mean, then that means they saw him doing it, like, or somebody recorded him, like they had to have evidence of him doing it. So, man, I really feel like he actually did do it though. Child beater though, that's crazy, man. And he's walking around, bro, and we need to find guys like this, man. You find him on the streets, at a dark night. Get off me. Pathetic, man. Pathetic kind of people that we got going on. And if it isn't true, it's even more pathetic, the type of things that we do just to win elections. Wow. As a hate crime. Yeah, I should probably do it. Yeah, she should try to drown a child, so that was somewhere else in Texas, but yeah. If you're hearing a meow, that's the cat. Being a cat, he wants attention. I'm not giving it to him right now. I gave it to him another episode ago. He's gonna have to deal with it. Cats are wild, man. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we're gonna jump off topic a little bit. So yeah, there's gonna be a debate: Trump versus Biden. Mumbling Biden, guys. We all know how Biden is. I mean, the memes, the jokes, everything. Now, there's even I'm not saying it's this, but there's even a brand of Dro out there named after Biden because it makes you like hella stupid, supposedly. The guy's lost it, man. Trump. I mean, all I ever see is just like crazy leftists, liberals, deranged people. Just literally like, it's not even funny memes, When it's Biden, it's obvious he's an old man, But we all know how this is going to go. Trump's going to mentally assault the guy and verbally assault the guy. But CNN's controlling this. CNN's very biased. And the guy moderating, I believe if you Google it, guys, go check it out for yourself. The guy moderating this debate, he's called Trump Hitler in the past. These guys are already compromised. CNN's already compromised to begin with. They're biased as heck. They support Democrats. But there's been a few times where they've told the truth, but they've had to because the truth is just blatant as heck right there in our faces. I mean, how are they just going to lie to us? They're going to lose their credibility. And they're like an international network, so they can't be losing their credibility here in the USA. USA is international, pretty much big news most of the time. This is actually going to be very important, guys, and we all know that Biden's not cut out for it. These past 4 years have absolutely sucked, and you all know it. I may be doing fine economically with my wife, but it shouldn't have to be like that, guys. I shouldn't have to be getting limited hours on my jobs too. They're cutting hours a lot as well. It's ridiculous. This is not how things were 5-6 years ago, guys. You all know that. I don't need to explain it to you. I don't need to rant about that. It's not what I want to rant about today. Let's go to the extra stuff. Wow. Our footage of a deadly Brownsville migrant crash. Oh, yeah. So this guy, I think he finally got, his lawyers are arguing he was not intoxicated at the time of the crash. Wow. The plot thickens. You gonna take him in there? Because he's meowing too much. My wife's taking the cat away. He's being a rascal. So remember that guy that ran over all those legal migrants? The ones that actually didn't cross illegally, like they're here on good terms? The guy who just ran him over on the sidewalk, killed him? Yeah, this guy is, I don't know, his lawyers are arguing that he wasn't intoxicated, según. So it's like, didn't you all get like an intoxication test that day? I mean, yeah, you gotta get blood work on this guy, man. He killed a bunch of people. If Brownsville PD, man, here's the thing, man. This is Brownsville PD we're talking about. I'm not saying they're incompetent, but they have their moments where they're just like, what? Brownsville is such a dumb city, man, because they want to be this sanctuary city. They want to let in all these migrants, but they're letting in criminals that are killing their people. They're letting crime run rampant on the streets, and they're letting the good migrants die. Like, and the good citizens are taking all the blunt of the damage and all that. And it is so dumb. More local BS. But yeah, the plot thickens with that case. I don't even know what the hell that's all about. More general stuff. Runaway Donatine found. Good for her. You know, guys, this is for the adults, but if you know, you know. When they usually run away and they come back the next day, you know. I don't need to think too about it. Oh my God. Texas parole board denies clemency to Ramiro Gonzalez to be executed Wednesday, despite expert witness walking back testimony. I mean, did he? Maybe they. Okay, so you're probably wondering, why would he walk back his testimony? Does he feel guilty for maybe lying? No. So what happens is with a lot of times in court is sometimes people will walk back testimony because they don't want their testimony to be the reason that somebody got killed or executed. Like, they don't want that weight on their shoulders. So the initial testimony was given that day when she needed to absolutely tell the truth, and she swore by to tell the truth by the court. But as she was walking back at the end, I mean, it just shows. It shows these testimonies for these kinds of trials are very emotional, especially when it's a heinous crime. Nobody knows what's going on there, but yeah. In connection with McAllen shooting, so these are little a-holes, little bunch of Edgars. What can I say, guys? They're getting influenced by the wrong people from the wrong side of the border. That's all I got to say. I already know this stuff. Douglas. Let's see what Mr. David Kimball has to say. Between the push for abortions in inner cities and gun violence and lack of officers in the poor communities, it's like a silent genocide going on right under our nose. He's right. A lot of Valley people have died, and nobody's taking it seriously. And I've been trying to say, like, this migrant stuff crossing the border. Okay, guys, we only know how many people have died crossing right there outside the border in Mexico, right here in the Rio Grande River, and the migrants that have died here on this side of the border, here in the valley, or over there in California, along the border. We only know about those deaths. How many people do you think died on the way over here from Venezuela, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Brazil, Portugal? No, Portugal's in Europe. But yeah, but think about it, guys. Think about how many more people died on the journey walking over here, because they don't all come in trucks and vans, and there's not a train that goes all the way over here to the border. Guys, a lot of people died on the way over here. And this is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been talking about. A lot of Latinos have died, and nobody is talking about it. Nobody on the news wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to call it out, but I'm going to call it out. This is a Latino trail of tears. Just like the Native Americans, they were forced out of the land, except in this case, Latinos are not being forced out of their land, they're being attracted to a new land. But the journey itself that killed many Native Americans just to get to a new land and eventually just live there, in the wilderness, die of disease, and most of them did. This is what's happening to all these poor people coming from Latin countries over here, guys. It's not a joke. Think of all the girls, because they have to pay these traffickers, these criminals. Think of all the girls that got violated on the way over here, guys. Sure. A lot of people are thinking about, they just have an opportunity in America. Think about the horrors. Think about all the other people that died that didn't even get to make it this far. Because those numbers aren't being counted. Those governments don't count how many people die out there. They just find these bodies and they assume that there's just a citizen from their country, because they don't have advanced industrialized countries that have records and data of all these people. They can't identify them. They just assume like, oh man, it's just another dead Venezuelan in our country. And it could have been somebody from Argentina that was just crossing by trying to get to America, It's very sad, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about how many of our actual people have died. Like actual American native descendants are just being slaughtered. Our people are being literally slaughtered. Not necessarily RGV people, but our Latino cousins down there. And nobody's talking about it. And a lot of them are being sold as like sex slaves too. They don't want to acknowledge any of that. And then if they make it here to in America, they got to deal with the crime that we have here, all the death and crime, murder, repeated crime. They got to deal with all that. Drought because we rely on water and all that, man. That's enough local stuff real quick. Let's go cover Louisiana's controversial 10 Commandments. Yeah. We're going there. Can we X you? All right. So Louisiana Board of Education passed a rule that all schools must display the 10 Commandments. And I could see how it's problematic and I could see how it's real good. It's problematic because it violates other religions, not to like, okay, it's not like they're forcing them to do it, but it kind of puts our religion above their religions, other religions. Let's just be honest, guys. It's like we're putting it there. And I don't know if maybe they're doing this to combat the LGBTQ religion. Brandon, wait. Did you just call LGBTQ a religion? Yes, guys. Let's call it a religion. It was a movement, but it's become a deranged, crazy belief to some people, and it literally always fights with Christianity and other religions that oppose homosexuality and transsexuality and whatever pansexuality, whatever they believe in. If it goes against it, they are firmly against it, as if it were another religion. And people unite to this, and they literally move and they castrate themselves, and they just have this belief that you could change. It's a belief, guys. It's a belief, just like I have my belief in God and Jesus Christ. It's their beliefs, their little religion, and maybe Louisiana leaders feel like maybe this is the best way to combat that, because a lot of these LGBTQ promoting books have ended up in a lot of schools these past years, and it's very sad. We know that there's a local pastors group going through the valley right now advocating for the removal of a lot of books, and Brownsville's currently just finished removing a good amount of books that were considered inappropriate for children. They're inappropriate because children don't need to be changing their gender at a young age. They're children. They're growing. Let them live and enjoy life as children. As teenagers are allowed to experiment a little bit more. However, I don't believe they should be making decisions or even thinking about changing their gender until they're adults. Because I believe changing your gender is a very, very permanent and serious thing to do. It's something that your friends have to accept. It's something that your family has to accept. And sometimes it's not very hard for all of them to accept it. And you can't just rush these things and drop these things on people sometimes. Sometimes people see you differently. And you might traumatize them even. Or you might even make them feel where they went somewhere wrong in all this. And it should just be an adult thing. Something that your mind should be fully matured and ready to decide for. You should already have went to the doctors and gotten all your shots, and your brain should already be past the age of full development to make such a very grand decision. That's all I have to say. I have no problem with it, but I just don't believe it has any place in schools or near anybody under the age of 18 whatsoever. So let's continue on. Supreme Court should not approve Louisiana's product. Okay, so the Supreme Court actually approved it because it's their state. I mean, states' rights, guys. That's the thing with states' rights. There is an attorney general that will challenge it. ACLU. These universities, man. You see, as you can see right there on the side, ACLU is filing a lawsuit alongside the attorney general, and these universities, they're so woke. There's like, you can't violate our freedoms and this and that. It's a sin to have the Ten Commandments. Guys, I need to make the case for the Ten Commandments right now. What would you rather have in schools? Books that teach your child to later mutilate themselves permanently or remove organs that they were born with? Or imply a couple of religious laws that otherwise, some that might be a little offensive to, like I said, the other religions, some rules, but overall, they make you a better human being. We can't forget that the Ten Commandments were designed to make us better human beings, guys. We're not perfect. We're sinners. I am not perfect, guys. Oh man. Woo! Man, I got stories. Guys, none of us are perfect people. We are sinners, and that is why we have the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments are our guide. They have been our guide for the longest time to keep us positive in society, around others. It helps us generate positive relationships with our people. Thou shalt not covet thy stuff. Don't steal. Don't harm anybody. That's good stuff, guys. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? We don't want our children to grow up killing people. We don't want them to grow up mutilating themselves. We don't want them to grow up worshiping the wrong things like terrorism and all that. We want them to exhibit peace. We want them to have peace with their neighbors. We want them to not learn to steal, not resort to other forms of like pleasure, or I don't know, guys. I'm not a priest. I'm just ranting to y'all. Guys, I would much rather have my kid grow up in school to the Ten Commandments than grow up with some weird stuff, man, that's gonna change the person that he probably wasn't even meant to change him into a person that he's probably not even meant to be. That's what I wanted to say. Like, it's wrong. It's wrong, and I gotta make the case for the Ten Commandments thing. I'm sorry. I'm speaking from common sense. It's a more peaceful route to go. It's a more positive route to go for children. They're more likely to grow up having a healthier conscience, knowing what's right and wrong. What is changing your gender? What is kissing another girl, kissing another boy? What is that going to do to help the kid develop a positive role in society when he's an adult? Like, what does that serve? What? Like, what does that do? Like, I don't honestly what it means. That's just like, if anything, that's like a fetish. That's a pleasure that you indulge in personally on your own. But I mean, learning not to steal, you're contributing to society by lowering theft and all that. You're promoting good role modelship to other couples by not being a cheater, not banging somebody's, other wife. You get what I mean, guys. I'd rather have your kids will be more at peace knowing Ten Commandments than they will be knowing gender fluidity. Guys, they have their whole lives ahead of them as adults to figure that stuff out. I mean, even if they want, they could think about it at the age of 16, 15. They could start thinking about stuff like that. But like, I really feel like it's an adult thing. And sorry if you're hearing the beeping, that's the oven going off. We're baking chicken. So yeah, guys, I gotta make the case for the Ten Commandments. And yeah, I get it. It might violate some other people's religious choice. But they don't gotta, it's not like they gotta believe in God to go to school. I mean, they could just be like, okay, I get it. I believe in my God. And you know what? You're right. It's not cool to steal. You're right. It's not cool to harm other people. You're right. It's not cool to take what belongs to another boy. Those are good things you want to teach kids. Whew. So, other than that, I mean, other than the religious aspect and I guess the overall aspect that it gives off a vibe of wanting to control. I mean, it's not really wanting to control. It's just keeping you out of control. Like those are positive things you want to do. That's all I got for that. Let me zoom back for this real quick. All right, on to the next thing, guys. Closing down. So another restaurant has fallen to the economy, and they will be closing down abruptly across the country. Wow. What to know in Tennessee? Hooters closing in underperforming restaurants during the current market. You know, the other restaurant was Pizza Hut too. And guys, let me tell you something. I really love Pizza Hut. I've always loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid. And it's gotten really expensive over the past few years. I still get it though. I don't care. I still work for that crap. And it sucks. Like, Pizza Hut's also closing down as well, and they were also going to be closing down a lot permanently across the U.S. and why? So the Pizza Hut thing is not only because of the market and the economy; it's also because of bad legal partnerships. There's two current companies that run Pizza Hut. I don't know them in detail, but yeah, they're kind of having disagreements within their contracts, and so that's also been causing some of the businesses to fail because of certain money disputes in court. But I mean, the market has killed a lot of restaurants. Hooters is just the latest victim. Let's see what else is closing down. Dang, man. We getting these restaurants built here in this area, but it's like, I mean, the workers want to work, but not just guys that are losing their jobs now, it's women that are losing their jobs. McDonald's, wow. McDonald's is feeling it too. McDonald's just shut down all across California, I believe. The thing is, though, in California, it's a mixture of. So California, I can explain that. I don't have to. I don't think I should have to go there, but I'm just gonna go there anyways, just to show you guys. So California's wage increase, because they want to keep increasing the wage, is killing the businesses of restaurants. Increase restaurants. It's not just the crime. A lot of them also closed down because of the crime. There's a lot of robberies happening in the parking lots of those restaurants. And yeah, that's why In-N-Out closed. 20 minimum wage led to a fast food price hikes, lower customer traffic. Wow. McDonald's is feeling it. Visible consequence of the law that lifted. Oh, look, right here, look. I don't even have to go to the story. We got the straight up answer via Fast Food Inc. While the high-profile California restaurant shutdowns are the most visible consequence of a law that lifted the fast food employee minimum wage to a $20 an hour, there are many wider-ranging reports of rising prices, declining businesses, and decreased work for employees where other pay hiking measures have come into force. And this is what they want to do. So California is an all-Democrat state. It's got some conservative counties, but very tiny compared to the rest of the state. This is what they want to do for the rest of the country. It's scary. They want to keep increasing the minimum wage, but you're not. There's the resources, the prices. Customers are not going to want to come. You're going to lose your business, and then the restaurant's going to shut down. It's too expensive, man. Because to pay $20 an hour to so many of the employees, you have to make up by charging more for the food. And customers aren't going to like that in an economy that's already down. Wow, that's sad, man. Because I got some friends that live in California. I have a friend from Europe that's also staying in California, and wow, if it's not the crime that's getting the people out there, it's wow, the restaurants are dying over there. No, the reason why we don't see a lot of the damage, us being our region being Democrat, is because we're still in a all red state. And also, Biden's been giving a lot of funding to southern border towns, especially the ones that are voting alongside of him. So he sees that the RGB is blue because of the Democrat leaders down here that people keep foolishly electing. And so he gives the funding, gives them more funding instead of to the redder areas more north along the border. And typically, a lot of the border towns, being mostly Latino culture, are going to lean into the left leaning culture as well. And they'll become blue as well, but at the expense of us citizens who have to experience the crime and the higher prices. People are like, people are buying more food at Walmart instead of going out to the restaurants here in Texas. It's restaurants have become a luxury. I went to KFC today. I get it. I'm starting to feel it a little. I get it. I don't like having to transfer my money and ask my wife to transfer out and manage it, help me manage it because of the economy. Really don't like that. But yeah, that's what's going on, man. Businesses are shutting down, mainly in California. California is all blue, guys. If you want to look at the future of America as a fully Democrat blue country, look at California. Look at how much of a mess it is. We don't want that. We want to be like Texas. We want to be awesome. I want to be like Florida. Well, not really like Florida. Florida, man. Yeah, no. I mean, I can't. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, guys. It's right there. I can't. I cannot like not make it any more simpler. It's you literally can go to Google, guys, and see it for yourself. All the videos, all of this stuff. I'm showing it to you right there too. And let's jump on to the next thing. Hitting it fast today, aren't we? Ford's recall. So Ford is recalling more than 550,000 pickup trucks in the U.S. because the transmissions can unexpectedly downshift to first gear no matter how fast the trucks are going. Did you hear that, Dave? Does your dad have a Ford?
Yeah.
Holy crap. So the recall covers certain F-150 pickups. He has an F-150 pickup? Or does he have the F-250? He's 250. All right. Okay, so he's fine. Suegro's fine. So from the 2014 model year, Ford's F-Series pickups are top-selling vehicles in the U.S. Let's jump into the story now. I'm reading from MSN. MSN's legit. Ford issued a recall Tuesday for 668,000 pickups. Okay, so the number's different here. Reports them unexpectedly downshifting on the gear, will lose control to the rear vehicle. Okay, so yeah, a gear shift like that dramatically. Imagine you're going 80 miles per hour and the gear just shifts like that. That's bad, guys. That's real bad. The truck can flip. Man, just. Yeah, guys, you gotta be careful, man. I know some of y'all out there got some F-150 trucks. A lot of us here in Texas, they love their trucks. I don't got mine anymore, but I mean, damn, that sucks. That's very dangerous, guys. No matter how fast you're going, at any point, that transmission shift should just go first gear and messing up your whole thing. So that's extremely dangerous. We need to be aware of that. I'm pretty sure there's been crashes already and manslaughters here in this area for that very same reason. There have been 300 warranty reports, 96 field reports, and 124 customer complaints regarding the pickup's downshifting. At least 2 injury reports and 1 crash may have been related to the issue. May May. Okay, so here's a problem. We don't always know how many of these crashes are actually related to the issue because a crash damages a lot of the parts in the process, and it's hard to tell afterwards, after the damage. If the crash isn't that bad, they can usually tell and narrow it down to the downshifting problem. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the downward shifting will occur regardless of the driver's speed. Wow. Ford expects its recall letters to be sent to owners by July 5th. My guy, right after July 4th, you know how many dudes are going to be driving around with trucks? Like, come on. My guy. Gonna say, man, let's play this little video real quick. Hopefully I'm sharing the audio as well. I cannot. Can you give me a voice? Double check if this is recording.
Is recalling over 100,000 F-150 pickup trucks from the 2014 model year in the United States. The recall is due to an issue where the transmissions can unexpectedly downshift to first gear at any speed, increasing the risk of a crash. The problem is caused by a lost signal between the transmission speed sensor and the powertrain control computer, which can also be caused by corrosion or connector pin issues. Owners may see a malfunction light before downshifting. In some cases, signals can restore while driving. A restart may be needed to fix the issue. Dealers will update the powertrain control software free of charge, with repairs expected to be available in the third quarter of 2024. For all things money, visit Benzinga.com. It's Benzinga, and here's what's...
Enough. Wow, so that was the Ford situation. Oh man, let's jump to Twitter real quick and let's see what Biden's been up to. His profile. Oh. Just lie. This girl's always lying. I don't even be trying to listen to her. Biden's people are always lying. Trump just released heartbreaking four-man college of the awful crimes committed by Biden's illegal immigrants. Gotta watch it, guys. We gotta watch it.
Accused of killing a mother of 5 on a popular hiking trail has been captured in Oklahoma. Rachel Marin was dragged from a hiking trail in Maryland where she was raped and murdered. Hernandez allegedly has ties to the notorious MS-13 gang and entered the country illegally in February of last year.
The sheriff fled to the U.S. illegally after murdering a woman in El Salvador in January of 2023. Just 1 month before he entered the U.S. last year, Interpol issued an arrest warrant for Hernandez.
We are 1,800 miles away from the southern border, and the citizens are not safe because of failed immigration policies. This is the second time in just 2 years that an innocent Harford County...
Guys, it's important to remember that just because, I mean, you can't even say illegal immigrants aren't killing people down here either. It's just, you can't normalize death, guys, just because the population is increasing. You can't normalize death. What's the whole point of advancements in technology and advancements in public safety and electing the right officials if you're still allowing death to occur? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's happening 1,800 miles away. Why are we still allowing these things to happen? You know, there's people paying for it, there's families being ruined. I mean, all I have to say is, what if it happens to you? What happens to my wife? What happens to my kid? Dude, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna go on a rampage. I'm gonna go on a warpath. You guys aren't even gonna see me anymore. This whole thing's gonna get shut down. I'm gonna disappear. I'm going on a warpath. I wouldn't even begin to imagine what specifically I would do.
Any woman has lost her life to a criminal in our country illegally.
As far as I'm concerned, the Biden administration has the blood of Rachel Warren in their hands.
2 officers were shot overnight. In fact, also shot in the exchange of gunfire.
Police also saying that suspect Bernardo Raul Castro Mata currently resides at a migrant shelter not too far away from here.
Christian Inga was arraigned today in New York City on charges of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl after school last week in a shocking daylight attack. Police say the 25-year-old migrant from Ecuador approached two teens in the park at knife point. According to the criminal complaint, the suspect tied the boy and girl to one another, gagged them, then raped the girl before fleeing the scene. Police say Inga entered the U.S. illegally through Eagle Pass, Texas, back in 2021.
We've also learned from law enforcement here in New York that Christian Ingalandi was actually ordered to go back to Ecuador just a year later in 2022. Had he been deported, we may not have this case that has really struck a chord with people here in New York City, but even people around the country.
A Venezuelan gang known as Trendiara has victimized thousands through extortion, drug and human trafficking, kidnapping, and murder. And now U.S. law enforcement, including Customs and Border Protection and the FBI, say the gang has made their way into the country. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Jason Owens, who has confirmed multiple arrests of alleged Tren de Aragua members over the last year, issued a warning in...
Okay, I've seen enough. You know, I talk about this stuff a lot. You know, sometimes I get sick of seeing it too. I just don't want to see it no more. I get ashamed. I mean, I feel shamed. Ashamed that I live in an area where this stuff is promoted. You know, I'm kind of ashamed that I know people that do this stuff, or I used to know them. Kind of ashamed that a lot of people that surround us down here that actually get that, you know, that surround us that actually get it. You know, a lot of them down here just buy into this crap, dude. Like they buy into, oh, you know, they gotta cross. They have to cross it's okay if they get smuggled. You know, they're just trying to find their dream into America. It's all BS. Most of these people crossing are grown men that are not going back to give money to their families. They're escaping crime from they're escaping their criminal records and trials awaiting them in their home countries. Like Venezuela, empty, and Argentina, their criminals, they left and came over here. They even said it on the news. Like a lot of the criminals that escaped, they headed to the U.S. because our borders are open and exposed. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Biden, man, he doesn't get it. He really doesn't get it. Trump wins. No, Biden can't move like that. Biden moves like a zombie. Come on, Twitter, show me something. Oh, no. Freezes. Yeah, so that was the video of him freezing. This is a little compilation of him freezing.
When you or your loved ones need assistance, visiting angels will be there. Choose your caregiver, we do the rest. Independent, that's the best. Call us for a special caring team.
Oh my God.
I guess I should clear my mind here a little bit and not say what I'm really thinking, but let me be clear.
This guy controls our nukes. This guy right here.
I guess I should clear my...
There are people that think that Trump is worse than this guy. This guy doesn't not even functioning before my eyes.
I do, but not say what I'm really thinking. But let me be clear.
Well, I don't want to know what you're really thinking, Mr. I go and sniff girls. He's always falling down. I'm not even going to look at the videos of him falling down. Just know that Biden is not doing well, guys. And I almost feel bad for the guy, man. Like, but I kind of seen him when he was younger. When he was younger, he was kind of like a douche. You all can do like research on that, but yeah. Wasn't know he was a great guy when he was younger either. So I don't know, man. Maybe this is karma or something. But man, let me tell you something. My elders and my family do not behave like that, and thank God they do not. That is just sad. That is a sad state to be in. And this guy is a puppet really at this point. They're propping him up as the president, and then they're letting him be the president again for the Democratic Party, and they're just gonna puppet him. Like, imagine it's just like his corpse, or it's just like a clone, a double, you know? Like, man, that's sad, man. That's a miserable existence. But yeah, man, that's it, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to 57 minutes. Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, stop messing around. All right, guys. That is it for episode number 7 of the 956 opposition. We jumped right into it. Wasn't that clean today, but we get better as time goes by, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe if you want. Talk about your families. These are things that are happening all around us, and they may affect us in the future as well. The more local stuff is affecting us directly, guys. We have to be really careful with these criminals and pedophiles walking around our areas. I know we don't live in Brownsville, guys. We live in these nice towns, but guys, it's literally next door. It's a walk away, guys. I could jog over there. It's not fun, guys. We need to be very careful. We need to protect our kids. We need to talk to our kids. We need to make sure our kids do the right thing. They're better than us. I want my kid to be way better than me, man. But yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good evening. See y'all